Siobhan, thank you so much for being here to talk with TechRaptor today about Cloudward Ho, Dimension 20's latest season. To start off, I would love for you to tell me about Van and your inspiration for your character.
Yeah. So Van Chapman is a retired ship's bosun, and now she is running a very grayscale, small plates, large plates gastropub with a very tiny husband, but
Off, ready for adventure.
off. She's done with adventure. She's done with adventure. She doesn't need to go back. She's living a very happy retirement. Thank you very much.
So, over the course of the first episode, we do get to see the big, band gets back together. Um,
Uh-huh.
on the screen, we get to see that, but I'd love to get a little bit of a glimpse behind the curtain. What was it like kind of picking the roles of who was what on this ship?
Um, I mean, we all came in with a bunch of different ideas. For me, the bosun is so fun just because it's the part that you're not the captain, but you are the person telling everybody what to do. And it was fun to come in with a character whose sort of big defining trait is loyalty. And what it, explore what it really means to, I don't know, she's a good soldier. And in the sort of real, true sense of the word, of if there was an order that she received that she thought was stupid, she would push back against it. But she also knows that her job is to make things happen for other people. Um, and that was really fun to play. I really enjoyed it.
It's almost like I know that you're playing a fighter, but it kind of almost sounds like a paladin oath in
Yes,
shipwright.
that is very sort of philosophically where it is. Like, she is a pirate to her bones. She comes from this long line of um, adventurers, and she's very, I think, proud. She's not even proud of it. It's just so completely who she is. It's so utterly defining of her. Um, and she's lived a very good life, and she's just proud of the work that she's done.
I did want to ask, the detailing of the rusty nut was so specific.
Uh-huh.
Um, was there like a specific place that was coming to mind, or was it just the general millennial gray that was really fueling that?
It was. I mean, unfortunately, there are so many of these places. I also have to give credit to my friend B. Roberts, who's a playwright in England, and who I was like, "What are good pub names?" And we just sent pub names back and forth to each other, and she came up with Rusty Nut, which I just think is so good. Um, but yes, the sort of everything that is the worst about, I feel like calling it millennial gray is so unfair because none of us painted it that color. It's just the houses that we've ended up living in
I'm,
because none of us can afford to buy anything.
much like being a millennial, it was shifted upon us by
Yes,
others.
absolutely. Some are born millennials, some achieve millennialdom, and some have millennialship thrust upon them. But Van is the age where she could be like, let me get the biggest burger. That's what people want. A burger so big that it can't fit in your mouth and it has cheese inside it. That, I don't know, I worked in restaurants for a long time, and I love going to restaurants, and but I also love making fun of um the way that the service industry works, and it was a fun little side game for me.
Keen eyes watching this first episode may have noticed that epic epiphanies appear on the character sheet. I know that Brennan loves throwing in unique mechanics. Is there anything that you can share or tease about what that might entail for the season?
Yeah. So we're not leveling up this season.
Mm.
Um, the epic epiphanies are our way of doing that, and it comes from an old, um, I think like 2 or 3 thing that Brennan knew about called Epic Level 6, which is instead of leveling up, you just take a feat every time. That you would level up, you just take a feat. And it means that it gives you a much more sort of adventure genre set of stats. Because like if you think of Indiana Jones, I feel like is like an obvious one of Indiana Jones is very smart and strong and quick, but if like a giant Nazi is going to come punch him, he'll die. Like, and he knows that. He's very aware of, the whatever in universe equivalent of what his hit points are.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that sort of added level of spiciness and danger was very fun for us.
So it's a way to like continue building up the stakes and giving more abilities, but keep you kind of that human level of squishy.
Right, exactly. Because especially like having just come off of Fantasy High junior year, where we will end the season on level 14. At that point, you're almost invincible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, you can get stuff thrown at you that's tough and dangerous, but like it takes a lot to kill you at that point, and we wanted to have a little bit more of an element of danger in this to feel like these are the strongest people you're ever going to meet, but they're people.
Hmm.
Um, and so that's where that mechanic came from.
Fantastic. Oh, I'm really looking forward to seeing that more now.
Yeah,
I might steal that for my home game.
it's really fun. I strongly recommend, and there's so many cool feats that um, it was not a challenge or a difficulty at all. It was very fun.
For an intrepid hero who has gotten to introduce yourself time and time and time again, I'd love to know, what do you think is the most important aspect of a character introduction?
Oh, I think it's tough because every time anybody else does it, I'm like, oh, that's really good. I should have done that. But for me, what I always try to do is give a physical description.
Mhm.
Even though we have art, there's something about the sort of linguistic description I think is very helpful. And then I always try and give a description of like how they're feeling in this moment. Um, or at least what you're seeing about how they're feeling in this moment.
Okay.
Um, because that's helpful for me going into the scene to set that before I even start talking. But I also think it's one of the first things that we notice about another person,
Hmm.
right? Like you notice what they're wearing, you notice what they look like, but you
And
also
like the energy
notice
that they're
like,
coming in
oh,
with.
they're mad. Oh, they're so happy at their job. Like that that is a thing that is like a first glance vibe when you're first seeing another person face to face.
And one final question that I've got to ask, because I'm not sure I can take it. Does Wheelwell continue to get hotter over the season?
He's so hot.
It's just,
Oh well, Will does some stuff that's like sexy.
wow.
Everybody's gonna
Sexier
want to
than episode one?
you have no idea the
I'm in
sexiness
danger.
this man is capable of reaching.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for taking this time. I'm so looking forward to checking out the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And, yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm excited about it.